Hey guys, this is Dush and Lockie. We're from SBP Creative Media, and it's the first time we're doing something like this. The whole idea is to share some insights into digital marketing and what the type of things that we do as a marketing agency. So the topic that we're exploring today is what real estate agents and property developers and everyone in that bracket should be doing when it comes to content and social media. So from my experience, some of the areas that I've explored a lot in real estate is mainly around promoting the property or the house itself. And something that Lockie and I are going to be exploring, and something that we've actually spoken a lot about before, is the other things that real estate agents should be doing. So Lockie, what are some of these other things that real estate agents could be doing?
Cool, thanks Dush. So I guess on what the videos we've been working on a lot recently is at that point in when someone's already interested in the actual house itself. And what I've been looking at with a lot of agents and even real estate developers is to kind of pull the conversation a bit earlier. So earlier in the buying conversation, when they're not interested in just a particular house, but they're interested in an area. So they want to move to Werribee or Melton or Caroline Springs. So help facilitate some of that decision making, educate them on the suburb, tell them of the local cafes, some events that are going on, what are the schools that are in the area, help them to actually make that buying decision, and I guess facilitate that conversation a bit earlier before they're at that point in inquiring with the sales team.
Yeah, 100%, because like it's the mum that's usually doing a lot of the shopping, right, for property and everything, like, or the dad in some cases. But a lot of their things are around like, oh, what train stations around the area, or what school is in the local area, where can I send my kids, and what parks and all that kind of stuff. So as a real estate agent or as a property developer, in the marketing space, there's a lot of that type of things that people are thinking about, and a lot of businesses are leaving these conversations out of their marketing, which is something that you should start including, which is, like what's in the local area, the schools and everything like that, right?
Yeah, really the lifestyle, I guess, that the people are going to have living in that house. As you get deeper down into that process, it's probably going to be a more rational decision. So you will start thinking less about the lifestyle you're going to have once you've, narrowed down on a particular area. And you'll start thinking about other things like, what's the value of the houses in this area? And start go down the, more, how am I going to go about this? And is this actually going to be feasible for me? And that's where another point where real estate agents can be getting involved. So they could be producing content that helps people understand the market value of particular suburbs, helping to deliver reports, because I know that they're getting a lot of internal reports, and I guess they could be summarizing that for the local area and sharing that knowledge on.
Yeah, 100%. I guess like another thing that I've noticed a lot is just in any business, this isn't just real estate, but people's hesitation to pick up their phone and actually start making some content. I think as an agent or whatever business you're in, that should just become a daily part of what you're doing, especially if you're using social media and leveraging that to communicate to your audience, right? So one of the big things that real estate agents could really start doing is just using their phone to start creating content of just the local area in general. So it more or less being an advocate of the local area, would you say, Lockie?
Yeah, definitely. And you touched on another thing there, is that people are going to hesitate as well. Yeah. So as much as you're going to advocate for the local area, you're going to advertise the homes that you have, doesn't mean that everyone who engages with those homes or visits and starts to have a look online is going to take that next step. And that's where actually a lot of social media activity comes in handy, is retargeting. So you need to be retargeting those people who do take that next step. So when you're sharing out that content and they're going and visiting listings, you want to get them along to an open house or some sort of point in where your sales team can pick up that conversation and really drive it through. So that's where I guess social media can come in again. It's not just that initial touch point, but then once they've engaged with a particular piece, is driving them through until they're, I guess, inquiring with the sales team.
Yeah, so I think what like in retargeting, for anyone that doesn't know, it's more using social media as an advertising platform to drive your message, right? And what Lockie means by retargeting is looking at anyone that engages with a brand online. So if I'm a real estate agency and I've started talking about the local area and I've made all these videos promoting houses and all that kind of stuff, I can look at people in general that's engaging with that content, and I can actually work with Facebook's advertising kind of components to drive more messages to the people that are already engaging. And that's what Lockie means by retargeting. So it's about using more content that would be pushing people further down the funnel to actually start a sales conversation with them eventually, right?
Yeah, definitely. And even on, I guess, social media in a broad sense for real estate, it's funny because when we a lot of the time are talking with real estate agents about those efforts on social media and what they're doing, a lot of the time it's simply just sharing out their listings onto their page, which really doesn't grasp the concept of social media too well. It's not being social, you're just trying to push content out in front of people.
It's a very one-way, it's top-down type of communication, whereas it's a look at me type.
You're not starting a conversation.
Exactly. Whereas in content marketing and all these principles that we're learning, it's all about engaging people in a way that's really relevant to them. And in a lot of cases, what's relevant to people that are shopping for real estate is around, what the lifestyle in that area is like and everything like that. So
exactly, yeah. And that's exactly what we've been talking to these real estate agents about, is to, when sharing out these listings, take a particular element of the house. So is there a question that every single buyer who comes to this house has? Or is there a question about the suburb that people are commonly asking about? Or is there one feature you could take from the house and really make a selling point? And use that as your, I guess, social selling tool and push that message out there. You don't need to, I guess, showcase the whole house on a social media post. People can go and look at a listing. They can come into an open inspection for that, but get them engaged and start the conversation. That's the other thing, is if you're doing that and you're doing it well, you will open up to people sharing it with friends, tagging friends who might be on the market for a house, and that's when you're really starting to win on social media.
Yeah, no, 100%. So if we were just to quickly recap on the things that we've spoken about, and also put a bit of a cherry on top, I think let's just run through some good ideas of content that real estate agents could be using throughout. Like it's almost a brainstorming session for us, but it's just a couple of ideas of content. Like I'll start off with, when it comes to like video and photography in the professional space, because that's a lot of what we do, is I know headshots is a very big thing for real estate agents. Like a lot of your conversations and a lot of your first impressions is happening online. So having a very nice headshot of yourself or your team is very, very good. The second thing when it comes to photography and the professional space of photography, obviously all your listings having a good collection or a good image bank of images is very good. But when we move into video, some of the professional things that you could be doing is the simple ones is like walkthrough videos of houses and just quickly kind of sales videos of the local area and everything like that. But some of the additional things that you could start doing is like agent profile videos to really start giving your customer base an understanding of what your team is doing and what they're capable of and everything like that. Is there other things that you could start adding to the list, Lockie?
Yeah, definitely. I think you touched on it a little bit there, but the local area stuff that we were talking about could be a video summarizing a cafe, so a showcase of a particular cafe or a local business that really would be a selling point of the area. Schools, events even that are regularly held in the area, that could be a really, I guess, good drawing point for people who are looking at moving in. The market news that we talked about, sharing tips for people who are looking to buy homes and helping them to, I guess, put their mind at ease when they're going through that process. And one interesting one that we thought of earlier was when retargeting. It's all about, I guess, getting people to that next point. So people who are investigating the listings on your website, you want to get them to that point when they're speaking with a salesperson. So why not share each week a video that targets people who have been to those listings with a overview of all the open days you have in the local area. So that you're trying to really get them along to one of those. So I guess it's about understanding which point people are in that journey, thinking of the questions that they're asking, and how do you push them along to that next stage to get them to inquire.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah. That's pretty much, I mean, from my point of view, I think we've covered that topic pretty well. Is there anything that we've missed, Lucky?
No, I guess overall, as a social media thing at the moment, using video is obviously going to be
very engaging. Like we can see, like we run tons of ads, right? And we can always see, like in A/B testing, it's always the video ones that are performing a lot more, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't even, like, a lot of the videos that we're producing ourselves aren't what you'd call professionally produced. We're doing them on our mobile phones and just using the light from a window. So a lot of the time it doesn't have to be big production value, but it comes down to understanding the right message at the right stage and really getting in front of the right people. So yeah,
100%. Look, if you guys wanted to explore a little bit more on this topic, I suggest you guys check out the No Bull Guide to Digital Marketing. We'll put the link in the description and everything like that. So definitely check that out. And these videos are something that we're hoping on doing once every week. So definitely tune into this again next time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. But until next time, have an awesome day.